Today we're going to the crash site of the B-17 Alice from Dallas, the plane that went down in the TV series Masters of the Air, the one with that memorable scene with Quinn and Babyface stuck in the ball turret and couldn't get him out, and then after the crew had parachuted out of the plane, the evasion scenes with Bailey and Quinn. Well, today we are taking the actors from the TV series to the actual real-life crash site of the plane Alice from Dallas. A slightly different one for you today, mainly because we're starting off right here in a hotel room, and I'm doing an intro here because today is going to be very busy. We're actually part of a really exciting ceremony today. I'm on a tour with We Happy Few 506. I've talked about them before on the channel, and we're making this kind of video sort of in collaboration with those guys. But we're here with them, and part of what we're going to be doing today is actually going to a ceremony where we are unveiling a memorial at the Alice from Dallas crash site. It's going to be a memorial to the men who were flying in the plane that day, two of which were actually killed when that plane went down. And we'll talk about that just again in a minute. But really exciting today, we're taking some of the actors from the Masters of the Air TV series, four of the actors who played the roles of men who were on that plane when it went down in 1943. Now, I'm going to film a fair bit of the day for you and kind of show you what it is that we're doing. We're going to be going to the site of where the memorial's being unveiled, and we've got the actors who are going to be laying some wreaths there and paying their respects. And then we've got lots of other people coming as well. I believe the mayor is coming, the mayor of Genk, which is just near where this plane went down in 1943, and a whole host of other bits too. But it's going to be a really exciting experience, which I wanted to share with you guys. Before we get out there, though, I just thought I would touch on Alice from Dallas, the plane that was called that, the B-17 bomber, part of the 100th Bomb Group, based at Thorpe Abbotts. And on the 17th of August 1943, it was going to fly its final mission. You might remember that was featured in the TV series Masters of the Air. It was the mission to Regensburg, the one where the fog had them stuck and then they took off and they were alone. They weren't joined by the other bomb groups like they were supposed to. They suffered tremendous losses on that mission, one plane being Alice from Dallas. It was badly torn up. Roy Claytor, the pilot, played by Sawyer Spielberg, decided that they had to bail out, and he set the alarm, and the guys started to bail out. Babyface, William Hinton, wasn't able to get out of the ball turret, and Sergeant Quinn, also William Quinn, tried to get him out and he couldn't, played by Kai Alexander. Well, we got both those guys, Kai Alexander and Roy Claytor, are on the tour with us today, along with a couple of other guys who we'll get onto in just a second. Of course, from there we went on to the evasion scenes that were depicted in Master of the Air with Quinn and Bailey. Charles Bailey, played by Bailey Brooke, who is also with us on the tour. And those scenes were really good. I thought it was a really great part of the story. And we've got those actors with us as well today. And then the fourth actor we've got with us is James Mounier, who played Lorch, who was the bombardier in Alice from Dallas. Those are the four actors who we've got with us today, all actors who played the roles of those men who were on Alice from Dallas. So I just thought I would touch first of all is Alice from Dallas. Where did that come from? Was there actually an Alice? And I looked into it, and yes, there was an Alice. The original pilot of that plane before Roy Claytor was a man by the name of Bill DeSanders, and he met a lady in Dallas. Surprisingly, maybe, her name was Alice, and they formed a relationship and went on to be married. And when Bill had to name his plane, of course, he named it Alice from Dallas. And that's where the name came from. So yes, there was actually an Alice. If you wonder why Bill DeSanders wasn't flying the plane that day, well, he had actually been assigned to a different plane a few weeks before. That plane went down with flak damage, and him along with several other members of the crew became prisoners of war. So he wasn't able to fly Alice from Dallas on the 17th of August 1943. And that's why some of the crew members were different, including the 4 guys who we've talked about here. So what we're going to do now is cut to some footage of the day. I'm going to take you guys along with me, going to show you a little bit of what happened, and just going to kind of talk about the events and show some of the memorial unveiling here in the video. And then we're going to jump back right here to my hotel room where we can round off a little bit for us.
It's a story of 10 young men that were sent to the other side of the world on an unknown and dangerous quest to fight off the biggest threat to liberty in the history of mankind. They left their safe havens and families in the United States to join the military, learning specific tasks so that they could join a bomber crew. These bombers were stationed in the United Kingdom, and their mission was to execute bombing raids on several strategic targets during daring daylight missions. The average life expectancy of a B-17 bomber crew member was 11 missions. The crew member had to complete 25 missions before he was allowed to return home to his family and loved ones.
Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
The outpouring and the support for not only the 100th, but all. They gave so much for their nation, for all of us to have the freedom today. It's amazing that we can continue 80 years later to meet and honor and remember, to all the points that you said, Mayor, why we need to remember. It's important. These 2 gentlemen, they gave everything. They didn't get to have families. But the other 8, they lived because you all, the people of Belgium, took care of them, did the best to try to get them back to their friends, family.
Accompanied by the actors of Masters of the Air.
So there you go. It really was a beautiful ceremony and a real special thing to be a part of today. Look, you know, well done to We Happy Few 5 or 6. Well done to Red Jans, who played a huge part in organising all of that as well. And well done to the actors who were there today. Tough role that I think they had doing that. They probably felt kind of a real pressure to almost sort of, perform. There were lots of Master of the Air fans there. And yet I also know that all of them found it to be a very moving experience. And I talked to a few of them individually. And I know they really were aware of the importance of the roles that they'd played and the importance of what we were doing today. So that was really special to see how much it meant to them. So well done to the 4 guys as well. So I just thought I'd touch on the real men. What happened to the real men? We saw some of it in the series, of course. We saw Bailey and Quinn evading capture. But what happened to all of the guys? What happened to the 10 crew members? Of course, sadly, we know that 2 of them didn't make it, and we'll get onto them just towards the end. So first of all, originally missing in action at the time when the plane went down, we had Roy Claytor, we had Ray Nutting, we had John Bergen, William Quinn and Charles Bailey. Well, actually, all 5 of them managed to evade capture with the support of the Belgian resistance. An incredible story, and of course, we saw some of that in particular for Quinn and Bailey in the TV series. We then had the navigator, Oscar Amerson, the bombardier, Ken Launch, and the tail gunner, Cliff Starkey, all 3 of whom became prisoners of war. I believe, I'm not sure exactly which, but I believe Starkey and Amerson maybe became prisoners of war pretty much straight away. And I believe Ken Launch actually evaded capture for a while and then was later caught and became a prisoner of war. And then, of course, very sadly, we have Babyface, Bill Hinton, William Hinton, who was killed in the crash. And then very tragically, Edmund Masante, he was killed as well when he did attempt to parachute out of the plane. His chute became caught on the tail and he was taken down with the plane. So that really is a tragic ending for both of them. And that was quite special today because we shared photos of them on the by the memorial, and in fact we also visited Bill Hinton's grave today, which was really special, and you guys are going to see some of that in a separate video. So look, something slightly different today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments, let me know what you think about it. Make sure you go check out We Happy Few 506 pages. I'm going to link all of that in the description below because, like I said, this video was kind of in collaboration with them. A little bit different to know. We weren't out and about looking at a site, but something which was really special and I wanted to share with you guys as well. Visiting the crash site of Alice from Dallas that went down on the 17th of August 1943 on the Regensburg mission as depicted in Masters of the Air. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.